Hello boys and girls, this is Miss Moreno. Today we will be dividing fraction by fraction using models. We're going to start with the fraction 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths. I'm going to start by drawing one unit. Right, this one unit represents one whole. And since I am starting with the fraction 8 ninths, I want to partition my fraction bar into 9 equal parts. So each section, each unit has a value of 1/9, right? And if I add them, I have 1/9, 2/9, 3/9. I keep going until I have a total of 9. So I have 9 out of 9, which makes one whole. Now, looking back at 8 ninths, I need to shade in 8 out of 9 units. So here's 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, 6/9, 7/9, 8/9. I just shaded in 8 out of 9 units. Okay, the next part. I need to divide by 2 9. So how I do that, I'm going to count, here's 1/9 and 1/9, right? That makes 2 9. So that's one group of 2 9s. And I just want to see how many groups of 2 9s I could make. So again, I have 1/9 plus 1/9. That's 2 9s. That makes another group. 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2 9s. That's another group of 2 9s. And 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2 9s. So that's another group of 2 9s. So if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 4 groups. So I can conclude that 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths is 4. But let's check our work. I'm going to rewrite my 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths. And to turn this into a multiplication is how we are going to check our work. I rewrite the first fraction because it stays the same. We change division to multiplication. We need to write the reciprocal of the second number. So the reciprocal of 2 ninths is 9/2. Now we could just multiply across, but I'm actually going to reduce before I multiply. So when you do reduce, you look at the numbers that are diagonal, right? Do they have a common factor? Yes. They have a common factor of 9. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. And I do the same with the other. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And now I'm going to look at the other diagonal numbers right here, 8 and 2. So the greatest common factor of 8 and 2 is 2. So I'm going to divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now that I reduced it, I'm going to multiply across. 4 times 1 is 4. And 1 times 1 is 1. So we get 4/1, which is equivalent to 4. And again, I did the cross multiplication because we practiced it in class. But you could always just multiply across and then reduce it. So I just showed you 2 ways to solve 8 9s divided by 2 9s. But I'm going to show you a third way. Because sometimes we understand one way better than the other. And there's no right or wrong way. It's the one that you understand. So I'm going to show you how to divide using a number line. So the first fraction is 8 ninths. So I'm going to partition my number line, right, into 9 equal parts. So 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9. I'm going to keep going all the way until I have 9 out of 9. Okay, now my fraction that I'm working with is 8 ninths. So I'm going to label 8 ninths. Now, I want to know how many 2 ninths I could make. Okay, how many groups? So here's 1/9 plus 1/9. And that is one group of 2 ninths. So here's 1/9 plus 1/9. That makes a group of 2 ninths. 1/9 plus 1/9. That's another group of 2 ninths. 1/9 plus 1/9 makes another group. So if I count my groups, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can conclude that 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths equals 4. So I just showed you 3 different ways. So let's do another one. Let's practice. This time I'm looking at 3/4 divided by 1/4. The first thing I'm going to do is draw one unit because that equals one whole. And because my fraction is 3/4, I want to partition my unit into 4 equal parts. And each unit has a value of 1/4. Now, my fraction says 3/4. I want to show 3/4, so I will shade in 3 out of 4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. I just showed you 3/4. Now, I want to know how many 1/4 I can make, how many groups of 1/4. So here's one group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So my answer is 3. Now it's 3 because here's one group of 1/4, again, 2 groups of 1/4, 3 groups of 1/4, so that makes 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's check our work. 3/4 divided by 1/4, I'm going to turn my division into multiplication. The first number will stay the same. Division to multiplication, we write the reciprocal 1/4, which is 4/1. Last time I did cross multiplication, this time I'll multiply and then reduce. So 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4. And I can reduce this. The greatest common factor of 12 and 4 is 4. So that means I will be dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. And I can conclude that 3/4 divided by 1/4 is 3. And again, right now I just did the tape diagram, but you do what makes more sense. In this next problem, whenever I have an improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator, I prefer to use a number line. To me, it's way easier, and let me show you why. So I'm going to partition my tape diagram, and I'm going to go up by 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. And what you do when you have an improper fraction, you just keep going. 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4. So I just showed you the fraction 9/4, right? Now in this group here, I want to know how many 3/4 I can make. So if I count, here's 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That's one group of 3/4. Again, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That's another group of 3/4. And again, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is another group of 3/4. So if I count them, I have 3. All right, how many groups of 3/4 did I make? I made 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 3. Let's check our work now. I'm going to turn this into a multiplication problem. So the first fraction stays the same. We change division to multiplication. When we do that, we write the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. And I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to reduce my work. So you look at the numbers that are diagonal. Here I'm looking at 9 and 3. Well, the greatest common factor of 9 and 3 is 3. That means I can divide them both by 9. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now I'm going to look at the other numbers that are diagonal from each other, which this one is easy because it's the same number. It's 4, and I could divide 4 by 4. So 4, right, that's the greatest common factor. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. When I multiply across, 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1, which 3/1 is the same as 3. So I just showed you different ways to divide fraction by fraction using models with the same denominator. Next time I will show you how to use models with different denominators.